Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How many people? 8 people. Okay. We'll wait for a few more minutes so people join. Until unless you have, just go and have water. So this is going to be another long session. So yes. Hello, all, hello, all, hello, all, hello. All. Am I audible and visible? Okay, 12 people. Shall we wait for a few more minutes or shall we continue? Shall we wait for a few more minutes or shall we continue? I'll just check. Good evening. Okay, everyone, you are asking about this Git link, right? So I got this Git link. Mm, this Git link. What? Page not found, huh? This is my Git here. I think we are at this given point. Mm, But anyway, my Git thing code also shares around. Everything is actually kept in one thing. So let me check it. Um, 16. Okay, can we go ahead, everyone? Tell me, sir, if go ahead, I'll just go ahead. So, am I audible and visible? And if you want me to go ahead, just tell me go ahead. Because today's session, we actually implement a lot of features into our application. So that would be our main agenda till this given particular session. Um, am I audible and visible? At least, please tell me that. Am I audible and visible? Please respond in chat. Is my voice okay? Everyone, please respond. Is my voice and everything everything are fine? Fine. Can we go ahead? I got one response. Okay, fine. So we are at this given particular thing where I've posted it, but any which way, I'll cut this thing. I'll go to this thing. So till this particular part, we are exactly present. Or else I'll do this thing. I'll say open this React application. It's not React RP. It is React itself. Let's try to create. fi underscore features. So what are things that are exactly present here? Copy it. I'll go to this features and I'll paste it. It's taking time to move those things, but anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyone has any kind of doubts from the previous session? If have, please ask me. If anyone has any kind of doubts in the previous session, you can just ask me, because from today onwards we'll start implementing the features. Tomorrow we'll see about the context API. If possible, we'll see context API today. Tomorrow we'll see context API. Day after tomorrow we'll see React. Other day of React, and then we'll see performance optimization, and that's it. So till we have 4 days, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. With Sunday most probably, or Monday, we'll be done with this entire React thing. Yeah, day after tomorrow Redux, if possible. I'll start Redux tomorrow if there is a possibility. If everything goes as per my plan, then I'll start Redux from day tomorrow itself. Tomorrow in the mid class I'll start Redux. Don't worry, Redux I'll cover at a great extent. So I'll rename it. Go to this code. Here I'll say clear cd 5 underscore features. Open it. ls we have features features and npm run dev. Okay. They're asking, sorry, npm install react router tom. Install it. Now run the code. Npm run dev. Now everything is working fine. I also close this thing. Okay, I've opened this running tag, but any which way I'll close it. So we'll close it. So I'll open this particular code. This is my React code. I'll open. Okay, wait. Well, my computer is not working. Not. Wait a minute. So more options. Dig bash. So features, yes. We'll run the code here itself. Npm run dev. Okay, cd features, then npm runtime. Now we are on this given application. We have this entire application. Wait, why the application is actually having two these things? Why the things are actually getting repeated? Is the code repeated twice? Close it. Close it. Close this application. Open our React thing. Or else delete this thing, features thing. Sorry for this delay, but any which way. We have this routing application. So I just want this routing application to be implemented here itself. Actually, show options. Code. Successful code running here. And the router, we have the same thing. Okay, why it is getting repeated? Okay, is there anything that we missed? Let's check whether we made any kind of mistakes. So main.j6, we have browser router, everything is fine. App.j6, have navbar and thing. Components, we have navbar. Home, we have written only the code once, but the things are actually repeating twice. Let's try to include this strict mode itself. I try to include things are actually up very. It's not the problem of the strict mode itself. I think my app is actually rendering twice. Okay. At this point, everything is clear. Now, bar page not found, details, profile, routing. Is this routing actually causing me things? Let's. But any which routing is not included here. App.j6 home, everything that are read. I'll say POC. This thing. I'll say POC and I'll include this. Now check it. It's actually re-rendering it twice. Home component used in twice in app.js. Really? Where? App.j6. No, I've used home component once. Okay, but anyway, just don't worry about this code, but anyway I'll code this thing. So I'll close this at this point of time. Instead I'll say go to this features, I'll say create a thing, features. I've already have my simple bit of code, so I'll just copy paste that previous code, not the exact code but the previous code. Important features, we have our direct routing features. I'll try to copy it, so here I'll delete it, else I'll copy it from here to here. So moving operation is successfully done. Let's check the code which I've already have this thing, but okay, home component, that's an element, rendering is completely different, but any which way we'll come back to this thing. React application features, I'll open show the code here. Code see the component and the utility. This is not the code then. This is not the code. That's not the code. This React thing. We have this products thing again, where we have this component. Till this point, yes, we are at this current point. I'd say cd pro Dux clear. Sorry. Let's npm install React router DOM. If you're done with it, we can go ahead. npm run dev. Let's see whether our code is working or not. Check this code. We got it. Yes, we got it. Anyway, yeah, this code. So everyone, I think we are on this current home page. Yes, this thing. Okay, I haven't taught this particular thing, so I'll cut it. I will say product data. It's product data. We'll actually use the same thing because I have made few changes in the studies code. So run the code. Product, sorry, it is not product data, it's products. Now yes, everything is fine. So till now, like in yesterday's session, do you have a voice Is my am I audible? 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 Is my voice bad? Is my voice bad? Is my voice bad? Everyone, please do respond. No. Okay. My voice bad? No. Fine, fine, fine. Audible but little low. Is this voice now okay? I'm actually talking aloud. Huh, I'm actually talking aloud. I'm actually talking aloud. Aloud. Mean a big loud. Uh, so clear but low. Wait. Uh, let's check my microphone sound settings. If I need to increase the volume, it's input volume, microphone, it's 100. So, but any which way, we'll go ahead and we'll start our session. So till at this point, or in previous session, we have created this entire thing. We have created this entire thing where we have our nav bar here, but I need to add few CSS things. App.css, nav wrapper, and product wrapper is fine, but nav wrapper. If you see this product thing, uh, mm, mm, so display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Now check. Yes. Now till this point we have finished. Right. Now in this given session we apply these three things. We apply these three things. One is the filtering part or the searching part. Second one is the sorting part. The third one is the what do you call search, sort, and we have done. We yesterday I haven't taught the filtering thing. Yes, I haven't taught the filtering thing. Let's see how can we filter the things, which is nothing but whenever I search something on it, it should actually filter these things. And whenever I'll say group by, it should order in the format of, or it should sort the given list of product based on the price. And the third point is the refactoring of the code that we did, and also the implementation of pagination. Refactoring of this in pagination. But today we are going to add a lot of features, so please be careful when you are doing this thing. Now coming back to this class again. So in the previous session we have created a particular a nice thing where we have got our first use effect thing. I'll close it. This is the first use effect thing where we are getting the data from the user itself, sorry, from the API itself. Now in this given session I'll close it. In this given session I'll try to create a filtering function, which is nothing but, so the one important thing I just want to tell is that whenever we search any kind of a thing, let's say if I search for men's, if you search for men's and sort of stuff, I just want to get the details of only the products that are related to this men's product. So if I search for anything known as sold gold petite micro pave, then I should get only details of this given particular thing. So instead, at this given point of time, I just want to implement one single logic or one single what I can say feature that actually gives me this one single thing. What I'll say, it should actually search the item for me. So we already have this search items, the state that we already have here. So now I'm going to use the same thing. Wait. I'm going to use the same thing where, which I'll say that uh, for which I'll say mm, this is product data dot for each sorry, for each, oh, instead this is better. I'll write a small logic where I'll say element. I just want to get the elements console dot log console.log, I just want to say lm.title, because whenever I just want to implement the search feature, I just want to figure out what exactly are the titles that are of this given list. So I just want to see it. So go to it, inspect it. Now go to now in case these are the different or 12 items sized. This is this thing, warning to leave it, it's fine. So these are the different elements that we have on the screen, their titles. So we have months, solid, white, gold, and Acer, Samsung, and every other thing, right? So for that I just want to utilize the same thing. Give me a minute. Sorry for this thing, but in which way. So now I got this different titles that are exactly present in this given particular API, this API. So I just whenever I search something onto this input element, because if you go down here and see here this particular thing where whatever we are searching on this input item, we are actually using that to change the state. So I'm going to utilize this e.target.value, where this is actually the thing that we are actually typing onto this input bar. I'm going to use that same thing, and I just want to filter all the items, or I can say I just want to filter on all these titles. I just want to filter all these titles, and I just want to show it onto the screen. So how can I do it? Is that, say, let's say, uh, uh, okay, mm, leave the logic, remove the logic at this point of time, or else this particular thing where I'll say that filtered array is actually equal to something known as products, because any which way I don't want to, the first standard rule, which is nothing but if I want to deal with this, or if I want to manipulate any kind of a state variable, I just don't directly manipulate them, I just copy them into some other array, and I'll manipulate that copied array. So that's what I'm doing here. So let's say if I say, if this given particular search term, so see, search term not equal to this particular stuff, or not equal to an empty string. Like if it is an empty string, I just want to showcase everything. If it is not an empty string, I just want to write the logic in this way. Like I'll say filtered array should be filtered array dot filter. I just want to filter based on this given simple function where I'll say product. I'll say that let lower search term dot to lowercase. I'll say console log, or else let's work about this console log. I'll say let I just want to say lower title. I just want to lower this title, so we'll say that product dot title dot, I'll say two lowercase I'll call it, and after that I'll say I'll return lower title. I'll say lower title dot includes this given particular lower search term, which is nothing but here what are search term I'm getting, what are this given particular search term, I'm just converting it to this thing known as a lowercase thing. I just convert it to the lowercase thing. After converting it this, the product titles, like each and every product that we have here on this filtered array, each and every product, I just want to convert each of them, each of the titles into lowercase. And finally, what I want to check is whether in this given lower title, if there is this search item present or not, if there is search item present or not. This is a simple logic. But coming back to this thing, where or why I have written the logic here? Let's try to understand that that point crucially, because whenever we have this search term here, a state variable. Finally, if you go down, if you observe that here we are using set search term in order to manipulate this value in the input element. So that's what we are actually focusing upon. Now the point here is, we all know that whenever this set statements or set functions actually executes, we know that this re-render actually happens. So this re-render actually happens. Now where I am getting the products, or where I am getting these all things, is that I am getting this from this particular use effect thing. Because in the use effect you can clearly see I am making a network call to this given particular API and getting the data back. So I am getting the data from here. Which is nothing but I have written my code in such a way that once after I get the data, I just go to this particular if condition statement, and I'll just check whether this search term is actually cleared or not. Once if it is clear, then fine. I just go down and I then implement my logic. So now go and see where I'll say mince. Okay. It's not working. Okay, this filtered array needs to be this is, instead of products, I'll say filtered array. Now check it. Let's say if I search for mince, now yeah, it is working. Now this thing is actually working fine. Let's say if I search for this thing, John Hardy, J-O-H-N. Okay, J-O-H-N. Like the search element or filtering element is actually working at this point. So anyone has any kind of a doubt how I have implemented this logic itself? This logic. I have converted my search term, or the thing that is exactly present here. The thing that is exactly present on this input, and also the product titles into lower cases, and I am using this includes. Includes is one such a JavaScript function where it checks whether these two, or this given particular lower system, or this particular parameter is actually present inside this title or not. So whatever I am searching, whether it is present in this parameter or in this titles or not, in this title sections or not. So that's what I am actually doing it. Using this filter function. So anyone has any kind of a doubt in this logic? If you have any kind of doubts, I try to re-explain it, because it's very much important to understand the logic itself. Once more, do you want me to explain the logic, or do you want me to check with the other stuff, like where I have written the code step by step? Fine. Sir, can we convert upper char also? So the coming part of this upper char, we have all these elements which are actually starting. If you observe this particular element, single element, its title is John Hardy Women's Legend, Naga Gold and Silver Dragon Station Chain Bracelet. If you observe each of this string, this entire string has different words, and each of the word is actually starting with a capital letter. So for me, it would be very easy for me if I convert all the things to lowercase. If you want to do uppercase, you can convert it. But coming to this logic again, it is nothing but, so in this use effect, we are actually getting the data from the API, and we are actually using the data to actually give the value of products. So what are data I am getting? I am using this set products to manipulate this given particular state element, itself. Okay, to manage or to manipulate its state element. Now coming back to this filter products, which is nothing but whenever I search something here, I should only show what are the relevant items that are onto the screen. If I search for something known as men's, you see, I just want to show all the men's thing. Even if I say women, so women, see, we got all the women items. So whatever I search, I should be getting the relevant elements. So which I say that I copied this, and products data or this product state, state variable into an dummy variable filtered array, where I am using this particular filtered array in order to filter what are the things that I just want to show, which is nothing but this filter array. This filter array, it gets the value of that whether this what I can say, this lower title value, which is nothing but here we have two important things that we need to take care of. One is the title of the products. The second one is what you are actually typing. So I am taking these two things, which is nothing but, so what I am actually typing is actually taken care by this set search term, which is nothing but this set search term is this search term. It is actually taken care by this search term is actually a variable. So now whatever I am searching is actually taken care by this particular state variable search term. So I have converted it into lowercase. Similarly, what are the different titles that are exactly present for this given filtered array or the products? So I'm actually converting all of their titles. Wait, all of their titles to a lowercase. All of the titles to lowercase. Then finally, what I am doing is I'm actually returning this particular lower title, which includes this lower search term. I'm checking whether this search term is actually included in this title or not, in this given title of each element or not. That's what I'm searching. And if it is of true, then I'm actually returning, or if it is of false, I'm actually returning either of their values to this filter function. So filter is one such a JavaScript function where it filters out what are the things that we require. So it returns this particular thing, lower title. It returns this lower title things such that the operation of including things are actually working here. So filter actually helps us on this filtered array. It only filters with the value that it got. Let's say if I search for this thing known as search term, let's say here in the given example, I'll say search term is men. This lower search term, to be more precise, lower search term, term is men's. So this will be converted into a lower search term means men's. Once this converted has been done, then this include statement will check whether this lower titles, which is nothing but this men's will be matching all the products titles, and will be given by this filter thing, and will be stored inside this filtered array. And I'm using the same filtered array here to map it. That's what my logic is about. I've already used CSSY property. So why are you getting sidebar of products? What is sidebar of products? Sidebar. Acha, this one. It's kind of an overflow set sort of thing, but leave it. No, don't worry about it. Anyone has any kind of doubts in this filtered array sort of stuff? Anyone has any kind of a doubt? Oh, thank you. Can I go ahead, everyone? Can I go ahead? Thanks. Let's go back to this thing. Um, Search dot element, is everything working fine? Let's check this F12. Are there any kind of an errors? Okay, there is this warning. Leave this warning. I'll say John. So I've got this one product. I have this one thing, men's. John. Everything. My search thing is everything is fine. Everything is fine. Yes. Now let's try to implement other features, for which I'll do this thing. I'll say, let's do this thing. Go to my CSS. I just want to include the category thing. Let's try and understand that category thing. Uh, uh, is everything is fine? Yes, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Mm. Okay, any doubts? No doubts. No doubts. No doubts. No doubts. So we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. We'll go ahead. Now let's try to revamp our code a bit. Revamp our code a bit. This is nothing but mm, let's go down. Let's try to revamp this nav bar kind of thing. But before going to this nav bar, I just want to have I just want to show this material UI. Material UI. Open this material UI and um, we have this material UI where it has many such components. Where I'll say button tool add item. So this is an UI framework where it is actually created by this Google or some other Google I think so. So we have elements itself, install library, all these things. Click get started. Go to this installation thing, copy this thing, copy it, go back to your code, go to this thing, hit install. Yes, it successfully got installed. So go to this material UI and let's search for this thing known as components or icons. Let's search for this thing known as icons. Because I just want to include two icons. Okay, so I just want to include up arrow. This is the thing that I just want to include. Okay, now I'll simply copy it. I'll go back to my code. At the top I'll paste it. Similarly go here and I'll say down. So this thing, this is looking good. Now why I'm including this particular material UI thing, because we also have this option of anti-design. And design, this is also the world's second most popular React UI thing. Whenever you want to include any kind of a drop downs and any sort of stuff, we have these things. I click on this dark, it actually turns into the dark. So we have this and design and material UI. But the one important thing, I just want to include any icons or any other nice animation UI kind of a thing. I just want to use material icons, because in the material icons everything is in the form of components. Like we have this home component in any other stuff, right? Similarly, each and every icon that you see is a kind of an what I can say is a kind of a component. So here, okay, import. I haven't used it yet. Fail to resolve. Does the file exist? Run the code. Install it. I think it is installed. Is there any issues? It is installed. Fine. At least for this one sake, let's try to comment them out. So yes, now it's working fine. Now I use the same things. So instead of writing the import here, let's try to revamp our code, which is nothing but inside this nav bar. I just want to create what I can say. I just want to create a div element. With this class name of, I'll say search crch search sort wrapped, and inside it we actually have, or we actually copy this code, this entire input code. Wait, that's entire input code. No, for styling purpose, I'm actually re-rendering all these things. I'm actually re-rendering all these things for the styling purposes. Do not worry about it. Do not worry about it. So now let's try to create or I'll say I'll create div with icons underscore container. So inside this icons container, I use this arrow circle, this up icon. So this is the same thing I'm getting because I've already installed it. Check it. Okay, no worries, no worries. I also include this arrow circle down icon. So wait a minute. Okay, any kind of an error. Okay. Okay, kind of an errors. Why this errors? Okay, it is showing that error that failed to resolve import. Okay, why? Are there as things I'm actually using? There's things, everything is fine. This icon container. Okay, is there any issue with this particular thing? Or else I'll rerun the code. npm run. I've installed it, but I try to reinstall it. But why everything is actually showing like this? Okay, npm run dev. Issues. But could not be resolved. What does it mean? Could not be resolved. Are they installed at this given particular page? And they are installed. Okay, they are actually installed, but why it is showing me this thing? Okay. Save this particular thing or go down here. I'll say control space. Control space. Okay. What is it? Error is not defined. These are the items. Arrow circle up icon is not defined, but I've included it. Use react icons. Okay, that's fine. This react icons, metal design icons. Oh, these are not good. Icon up arrow. Okay, any which way we'll see, but this are the installed. Okay, let's find this thing in MUI. We'll go down. Okay, Mu is not installed by the way. Mu is not at all installed. Go to metal design, metal UI thing. get started. Your installation. Run the default to enter your project. Okay. Peer dependencies. Side components, robot account. NPR and copy it. Try to reinstall it once again. Just try to reinstall this emotion styled emotion on React material. Let's try to include only this kind of stuff. I think now everything is working. Oh, encoder is not defined. Okay, I did misspelled it. Arrow up, arrow circle up icon, arrow circle up or down icon. Everything is fine. Let's try to give some sort of stuff. So I'll style, give this value to this thing. I'll say color. I'll say color to be white. Array it is not defined. What exactly is happening? Let's check node modules whether we have our special operators. Let's do not waste time here. Let's not waste time here. Let's say React icons, go with the React icons thing. Let's include this thing, remote. Somehow this thing is not exactly working. Let's say first we need to install this thing, right? So I'll say npm install react / icons, or is that a thing, or because it's became too long, I've also stopped using React icons. Okay. Got it. This extend wants cancel. This is actually asking me to install the React itself. Oh, it's not possible. So the command is npm audit fix. No, npm audit fix, it just go way beyond Cyber 1. It is taking so much time, Machan. Instead, I'll go with and design. That is perfectly fine. Because this React icons is actually asking me this particular thing. Sign in of Google account at this point of time, so it's not possible. Go to this thing, get things started. Icons, search for icons. Or else I'll say up icon. When this thing has been changed, Mm, I think I'll just try to use React icons. Mm. React icons. Just hope it doesn't ask me this GitHub sort of a link. What it is. React icons, fine. React icons. Let's go back here. Let's copy or import this particular thing. Copy. Come here. Similarly, copy it. Go to the code. Go inside of this thing. Paste it. Check the code whether it is working or not. Okay, I think it is Mac missed here. Or else let's try to copy it. Copy this go. The one thing is pasted. Copy. Go down to this thing. Remove them. I paste it. Let's see whether this is actually implementing or not. Click whether the pesticide thing. This is actually implemented, but it is not visible for us. Black icons. I just want to search for white icons. How can I search for this white icons? ఏమైనా కలర్ ఆప్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయా? This is looking good. How can we get it? Do you have any idea like how can we get or change the color of the icon itself? It's crazy. We are actually finding out it now. I don't know why Metal UI is not actually working, but I'll copy the same thing. Wait, let me connect to my charger. Now it is working fine. Oh. Anyone has any kind of an idea? Like npm install react icon. I did it. But anyone has any kind of an idea? How can we change these colors of these given icons? Do you have this? Because this is a component itself altogether. Let's search in the Google itself. Let's figure out a way. Icon in React icons or icon properties. Properties. React. Size is large. Let's try this one single thing. Copied. Font awesome icon. I need to install this font awesome. But anyway, if anyone has any kind of an idea, using style property, sir. Using style property, okay. So I've did it with this particular thing. Let's try this style thing. I'll say color. Let's check whether your code is actually working. Simple things. Similarly, go to the React icons. Close it. Close it. Down icons. Down icons. Or down. Or else down arrow. To be more precise, yes, this is down arrow. Now this thing. Over here. Paste it here, but copy it. Go down. And I'll say if I'll say this particular thing. This style is actually equal to the color white. Now we have two buttons. I hope it is working. Close. We have two buttons. Which is required. When I just click on these buttons, I just want to arrange the items in an ascending manner. In an ascending manner altogether. So for which I'll say close it. I'll say I also include this particular thing. Let's try. There is this font size to be large. Similarly, we have this font size large. Hope it works. I think these are the large icons, but anyway, I need to give some kind of a styling to it. So for which I'll go to this app.css, close this node modules. There is this app.css. Where is this nav wrapper? Underscore wrapper. I'll just want this nav wrapper. I just don't give this thing. Just remove it. Everything is working fine. And I'll say cancel. Yeah. Now let's say we have search sort wrapper. Let's try to write the search sort wrapper. We have given the search sort wrapper. So I'll just say dot search underscore sort wrapper. I hope my CSS class is doing good. I think search sort wrapper. Search sort wrapper. This is the same thing. So I'll say text align to be center. Center. I also want to include few other things like display flex. I'll say align items center. I'll say justify content also to be center. I'll say gap. I just want to give to rem height for rem. Let's check it. Now we have this thing. We have this thing. Fine. These sort of stuff that are still required. So text align I can remove it. I think text align is not at all because we are actually making it as a flex and sort of thing. Yes, it is fine. Now we'll go to this particular thing where we have our search sort wrapper. Let's try to create another div element. I'll say div dot, I'll say categories dot wrapper. Let's try to create one div element like categories dot wrapper, and I'll just give styling to it, categories dot wrapper. This thing, so it's sort wrapper, categories sort wrapper. Let's try to give this categories dot cato. It is categories. What is the spelling that I have written here? Categories. I'll copy it instead of typing. I'll just copy it. Copy. I'll say copy. So I just want to implement this. I'm just simply doing this background color to be something RGB value, where I'll say give random values like 218 and 218. Let's try this random value. I just want to give height as 3. Also, I just want to give padding height value to be 3. So this actually aligns the elements correctly. Display flex, justify content, flex end, align items, also center, finally gap 100. Now see, now this thing, now our structure part is done. So yes, now go back to this implementation of both search and categories. So if you implement these two things, it's just a cakewalk from here. Please explain briefly. You can just find it out in Google. So at this point of time, let's not waste on RGB and sort of thing. We just giving the color component itself. So it's nothing more than that. Now, let's say the main implementation. Now I just want to include is when I just want to click on this button. Let's say go down. The search sort of wrapper where we have icons container. So I'll go to this thing. Search sort of wrapper. I'll say icons underscore container. I just want to give padding for 3. Wait, this thing where we have this icons container, just want to give a name. This one. So where I just want to mention this container 1. Padding right to be 1. Is there this element visible? But anyway, don't waste the time on the styling part. But now my major agenda here is that whenever I click on this up button, remember whenever I just click on the button, I just want the elements on the screen to be implemented as in this given particular format, like let's say in the format of price. Because if you go back and say that click on this console.log, I'll say product data. So let's see what are the things that we are actually getting from this thing. Let's rerun the code. Warning, leave it. So for every given element, let's say if you click on this first element, we have this price item. So how can I sort the elements? Sorting is nothing but for any given application, we have this filter options on the right hand side. We have this filter options where if I click on this filter options, I just want to have these elements to showcase on the screen from cheapest onwards, from costliest onwards. So I just want to filter the elements in this given products list. I just want to show the top cheapest products on this given particular page at the first, and next next second cheapest products, and then third cheapest products, and then fourth cheapest product. So that is what meant by sorting, and that's the same logic that we are going to include here. So in our filter applications, in our applications we have this filter where we want to filter the data based upon their cost. So then it showcases all the elements, which elements where the elements cost ranges from the lower cost means cheapest cost to highest cost. So I just want to implement that same thing here. So for that I just need one state variable. Wait, I just need one state variable where I'll say sort directory. I'll say set um, sort directory, and I'll say by define this thing is uh, you state the value to be 0. So my main agenda is very simple. Wait, I'll just close it. This is not required. This filtered array is also not required. Let's reduce this gap. Now my main agenda is that whenever I click this button, whenever I click these buttons, like whenever I actually click these buttons, then my sort directory, which is a state variable at this given point of time, the value is 1. So this given particular variables, I just want to say that whenever I click on this button, I just change the variable value. I just change this given particular variable value to 1 or -1. If it is of 1, I just want to arrange the items in ascending order. If it is of -1, I just want to arrange the items in descending order. So how can I do that? So for which I'll write below this use effect. I'll write two functions. This is very simple logic that we need to say, which I'll say that or else here. Wait. Below this filtered array, because filter below this filtering thing, I just want to just wait. So yeah, where I'll say sorting actually happens where we are actually rearranging the elements, itself, rearranging the elements. So at this given point of time, I'll say if this given particular sort directory is not equal to the value of 0, then I just want to say, I just write this first logic for increasing elements, increasing things where it is nothing but if the sort directory value is actually equal to the value of 1, then I apply different logic. Else I'll say apply different logic. This is a thing that I just do. So for which, in order to implement this given particular sort directory, where I'll say, or I'll create, which is nothing but here we are in which way manipulating this product state variable. So I'll create one dummy variable, filtered sorted, we'll say this thing filtered array. Remember, I am not exactly I'm not writing the code here in the say this new dummy filtered sorted thing is x products, like I did in this given example, like in the 22 line. I'm not doing this. I'm actually filtering this particular thing, because this filtered array is nothing but the filtered result list which from the search item. So I'm using that same element here itself. I'm using the same elements itself. So try to be mindful when I'm writing these kind of codes. So after including this given particular thing, I'll implement this logic, or else I'll say, okay, close. Wait, let's write a simple comparator function. I'll say in comparator, which is nothing but at this given point of time we take two products. Product 1 comma product 2. It actually takes two elements, product 1 and product 2, where it simply compares both of these products. Product 1 less than, sorry, product 1 dot price, this is more important. Product 1 dot price is actually greater than product 2 dot price. If this is the condition, I just want to say return 1. I just want to return 1, else return minus 1. Return minus 1. Similarly, I write this same function, because using these functions I'll tell whether whether that's that state variable. I just want to deal with that thing. Comparator, I'll say product 1 comma product 2. I'll apply this logic, same logic. If this product 1 list dot price is less than product 2 dot price, I'll say return 1, else I'll say return minus 1. Return minus 1. So my logic is same at this point of time. My logic is same. Now I'll use this, both of these two things, using this one single function. Let's say if this sort directory value is actually equal to the value of 1, I'll say filtered sorted array. To be more precise, this is filtered sorted array. Filtered sorted array. This actually equal to filtered sorted array dot sort function, where for this given sort function I'll say inc comparator. Else I'll do the same thing, filtered sorted array, which its value is filtered sorted array. The names are a bit confusing, but yeah, any which way. These I'll say dict comparator. So now we have done with this sorting logic, which is nothing but whenever someone says, whenever there is this click icon, wait a minute, okay, it is not showing because I haven't written them here. Any mistake I made? Nothing. Yes, everything is done. Now implement the same thing. Where at this given point of time, how do we actually change this particular state variable? That's an interesting part. So I'll say that we have this class name. Put any mistake I did. This thing of on click, where for this given elements itself, let's click on click event. Let's create on click event. When there is an on click event that exactly happens here, I will say that this particular thing set this sort directory the value of 1. Now similarly I create another on click event here itself. I'll say on click is actually equal to function, where I'll say it, if this has been clicked, I just want to set the sort directory value to -1. Let's run the code. Okay, let's see whether filtered array is not defined. What? Filtered array is not defined. Where? That's a filtered array. It's spelling wrong. TERD. RD. Why everyone are sending this message to me? Run the code. Now this is warning. Leave the warning. Which is nothing but when I click on this button, now you see elements are actually arranged in the format of this particular thing. When I click on this down button, you see elements are ordered in this given particular manner, from highest to lowest. This is how I implemented this sorting algorithm or sorting thing. Filtered. Anyone has any kind of a doubt like how we implemented this particular filtered thing? Which is nothing but here we did one single thing, which is nothing but I just create one state variable. Go down. One state variable. Using this given state variable, I'll sort the elements. That's the thing. Initially the state variable value is actually equal to 0. Now I just written a logic that whenever this sort director or this particular state variable value is actually equal to the value of 1, then I'll sort using this function. If this given sort directory value is actually not equals to not equals to 1, then I'll sort this given array with this given help of with this given particular function. Now let's check what are these two functions. Let's say go to this inc comparator, which is nothing but I just take two products, compare both of them. Which product has more price value? I'll just return 1. Remember, I just return 1. Else I return -1. Similarly, I have written this comparator where it takes two products with their prices, and if the first product value is less than second product value or the price, then it returns 1. Otherwise, it returns -1. Now, whenever I just want to implement is that whenever I click on this circle up thing, I just want to set this particular state variable value to the 1. So whenever that thing value has been set as 1, whenever this thing this sort directory value has set it as 1, which is nothing but we are going to follow whenever the sort directory value is actually 1, whenever we're going to sort our array with this help of this given particular function. So go up, and we are actually doing it. Whenever the given particular value is actually equal to the values of -1, then we do the other way. So anyone has any kind of a doubt till this point? Anyone has any kind of a doubt till this point? Anyone has any kind of a doubt till this point? We about to include this categories part also. Go back. Here we have this category parts. We'll do that. We'll do that in thing. We'll pagination also. It just take hardly 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. Anyone has any doubts in this logic point? How are we sorting and sort of stuff? No doubt, go ahead. Okay, thanks. No doubt, go ahead. Everyone, go. Okay, Viral Bank, go. Thanks. After that, now I just want to say, or for any given page, let's go to this particular page, or I have this console.log here in the use effect itself. Where is this use effect? In this use effect. Now let's try to see how we can, implement a feature. Let's say I have this 4 buttons here. Let's assume that I have 4 buttons here: electronics, jewelry, and other stuffs. Where I just want to implement, when I click on that button, I just want to only showcase the elements of that category. Let's say I have a category known as jewelry. At that point of time, when I click a button on the screen, I just want to only showcase the elements that are related to jewelry items. If I just have this category known as electronics, then I just want to make sure that I only write the elements such a way that I only see where I can say I only just want to see electronic items onto this page. But how can we do that thing? But before going to that thing, let's go to this fake store API, .com. Let's go to it, where we have this products. Click on this products. But in this product, if you observe, there is this one thing known as category. Okay, it is not reloading. Okay, instead I'll say categories. Search for it. This is nothing but what are products that we are getting from this given API. It is telling that, okay, in the list of the products, remember, in the list of products I am sending from backend to your front end, we have these 4 categories. Which is nothing but all the products that I am sending. I am sending 20 products to you. I am actually having all these 20 products divided into these categories, like electronics products, jewelry products, men's clothing, and women's clothing. So we have 20 elements, where these 20 elements are divided into these 4 categories. So it is very much important beforehand that whenever you are trying to implement this kind of things, whenever you want to implement this categories thing onto your web page, it is very wise thing to know that make it more dynamic thing, which is nothing but I just fetch the categories thing, categories, where I'll say API. So from API, let's make it more dynamic. Let's make it more dynamic. So let's say I'll use this use effect because we already have this thing. In this given, at this given point, I'll write this simple async function. Async function where async function that would be sufficient. Async spelling wrong. Async function wrong. Now I'll say const resp is actually equal to await fetch fetch. I just want to fetch the elements from this covered thing. We'll say I'll copy this link, this thing, this link. I'll copy it. I'll go here and I'll paste it. So what are categories I'm getting? I just want to say that okay, const category. What is the spelling? Categories data. I say await resp dot json. Similarly, if I say let's say whether are we getting any kind of a thing of this particular thing, console log this categories data. Let's check whether we are getting it or not. F12. Okay, close. At this given point of time, close this thing, even this and the code. As you are not getting any kind of a product. Okay, fix story. This thing categories. I'm actually getting this data from categories. Okay, is there anything that I'm actually missing? The same thing. Okay, what happened to this one particular array? Not getting any kind of a thing. Okay, let's see whether this URL is actually a good URL or not. I'll copy. Let's check whether this. This is actually pretty good, pretty brilliant. Okay. This is good. This is looking actually good. Remove this warning. Did we made any kind of a mistakes here? So for which, in order to implement this categories thing, I'll just use state variables. Let's create a categories comma set categories. Use state. I'll use this given value as null. That could be a good thing because instead of having it as an empty array, I just say there is categories.json and I'll say set categories. I'll say categories data, but it should be working. Okay, I'm not getting any sort of console log. Console.log categories data. Okay, did I made any sort of a mistake? No. Okay, why this categories is not working? Is my code still running? My code still it's running. But why this async function is not exactly happening? Because I just want to make it dynamic async function. So wait, sorry, I haven't made it. Let's call it console. I have this array of 4. Yes, I'm getting these values. I'm getting these values. I'm getting this category values from the back, from this given API itself. Now I just want to use the same categories thing, where first I'll go to this particular categories wrapper thing, I'll create one button. Wait, I'll create one button where I'll say I have this class name. For this given particular class name, I'll say this particular category option, category underscore option. This is the button category name, and I just want to say all categories. Categories spelling correct together. All categories. Now, which is nothing but I just want to map the other elements. It's a categories dot map. So this is the interesting part where I just want to say category. I just want to return the button element. The button element where I just want to say this category. Category. So categories is one such a thing where here whatever things I'm getting. Wait, I'll close this thing. Wait, here what are categories that I am getting from this thing? I'm actually sending that categories data to this particular category state variable. So I'm using that same state variable in order to represent here, in order to represent onto this. Where is it? Close this product tab a bit. I'm actually sending this thing, but I've created this all category button because we don't have any such kind of an all category button. Run the code. Cannot read the properties of null. Set categories. Is the spelling wrong? Categories data. Go to it. Are we getting piece of map, or instead I'll say this particular thing. Run the code. Okay, there's nothing but instead we have kept the value as null, but I've just changed the value to empty array. So now we will see these 4 buttons. Close it. We'll see these 4 buttons. If I click on the one important thing I just want to say, if I click on this electronics thing, I just want to implement I just want to show all the electronic items. If I click jewelry, I just want to show it on jewelry and sort of stuff. But how am I getting? See here in the if you see the code, you see there is just one button I hard coded by myself, which is nothing but all categories. But if you see the remaining 4 buttons, electronics, jewelry, men's clothing and women's clothing, is actually got to this particular thing of categories map. So I'm dynamically getting the data from using fetch, and I'm actually implementing this in the state variable, and using that state variable I'm actually rendering it onto the screen itself. So this is more to be more dynamic. This is way more of using this dynamic category version. So it's always a better option for you to use this particular thing. Now any other thing do we have? A mistake it is showing me error. Why? Okay, let's close this search sort wrapper, and we have this categories option, categories wrapper, and we have this button. Let's write it like this given way. No, nothing. Now let's try to write stylings for it. Categories wrapper, though I have written it. I just want to say category option, category underscore option. I'll say height is 70%. I'm just writing this styling part. Just be relaxed. Width to be trim, and border radius to be 10 pixels. And also background color. Let's give background color to be something transparent. See, okay, this thing has been updated. Okay, category option, and let's try to see this button thing. Let's apply the same thing. Let's try to apply the same thing. Cut, copy, paste it. Now see, everything we have buttons. Our styling part is now done. Now let's go back to the code. Now let's try to implement this logic itself. So to implement the logic, I just want to figure out which category I am currently searching for. So for that, I require a state variable, which is nothing but I'll say current. What do you say? This particular thing, category spelling, category set current category, category. So initially, I just want to say use state value to be equal to the value of all categories. Categories, all categories. All categories, all categories. Initially, I just want this current category value to be category. I'll explain why I'm created this. I have created this given state variable, and I'm doing all of these things. So for which, let's try to implement the logic itself. Let's try to implement the logic. Let's say for this given particular category or this category wrapper, I just want to say whenever I click on this given particular buttons, whenever I click on this given particular button, let's say I'll write this thing in this given way. Whenever I click on this given buttons, this given electronics, jewelry, men's clothing and sort of stuff, I just want to say on click happens. If there is an on click event happens, then I just want to showcase this one single thing where I'll say set your current category to the value of this particular thing. I'll say category, the state variable. This state variable. I just want to make sure enter this given particular thing. Enter or this given particular thing. So now let's check. Okay. Or else let's console log it, because I think it console log it would work. Now, any kind of an error do we have? Run the code. But at this point of time, let's try to go back here. So wait, I'll tell this particular thing where, let's say, write the logic of this category thing. So sorting, this is the filtering code that we have written. I'll say we are actually filtering. Here we are actually sorting. So filtering is nothing but hiding the elements. That's what we are actually doing. Go down, implement it of this known as remove it. So now I am going to bring categories, categorization, categorization, where here I'll say let filtered. I'll create the array, the dummy array. So I'll create it at filtered sorted group by. Okay, this name looks very funny, but group by array is actually equal to this filter sorted array. Right. I'll copy it. I'll paste it. It's actually equal to filtered sorted array. So now after that, I'll start writing my thing, which is nothing but if the current category value is not equal to this all categories thing, all categories. Let's check the spelling. The spelling should be matching with this particular all categories. I'll copy it. If this particular value is not equal to this particular thing, not equal to this given particular thing, I just want to say that filtered sorted group by array is actually equal to this filtered sorted group by array dot filter, because we are actually filtering the elements in this given prospect. I'll say product. I'll say return product dot category. So because every product has this one thing known as a category attribute itself, so I'll say current category. current category. Is there any mistake that we did? Run the code again. This is nothing. Close it. So click electronics. Okay, jewelry. Okay, did we made any kind of mistakes? Any kind of mistakes? Go down. Category. Category or categories? Category or categories? This given category option. So I'm actually this category option. The same thing. On click is different event altogether. So anything spelling mistake that we made? Close all of these things. This user effect is completely working fine, so close it. This filtered array thing is also actually working fine, just close it. Is there any mistake that we made? All categories. Initially the value of this current thing is all categories. All categories. All categories. Everything is all categories. Product this thing. Now why it is not applying? Open this product. Okay. This we need to apply filtered sorted array. I just want to change these values to this particular thing. Sorry, I just want to showcase it onto the screen. So instead of this, I'll replace it with this. Run the code. Now click electronics, jewelry. Okay, any mistake that we made? Nothing. Go back to the logic again. Go back to this logic. Did we made any mistake? Group by array is not equal to the value of null, because any which way it is not equal to the value of null. My code is actually running fine. My code is actually running fine. Categories. When I am actually writing the code here itself, when there is this on click event that actually happens, then I'm just setting the category value to this particular thing. Or else did we made any mistake here? Let's figure it out. Sorted array, filtered sorted array. This current category is not equal to the value of all categories. Just want to filter it in this given particular and return the values of category, current category. Spelling mistakes? No, everything is fine. This logic is completely fine. What is the mistake? This one single thing. Filtered sorted group by array dot map. Everything is right. Where did we made a mistake? Where is return button element? Where for this inside this govern button element we have written the code. Hit current category. Let's check console.log category. Run the code, reload the code, check men's clothing, jewelry, electronics. This is working. This is actually on click is actually writing it, but this thing is actually working. This thing is actually on click is working. It is actually showing us this current thing. Is this filtered thing that is not being applied? So is that the way I'm filtered group by array? Dot filter and product dot category is current category. Finally we are actually using the same thing to map the things, but why it is not electronics, jewelry and map? Okay sir, now okay. All categories, use state values, all categories. Let's make it small. Are they spelling same? All space categories. Let's check it. Run the code, click on electronics. Okay, now it is not been implemented, so the main problem is with our logic. The current category is if not equal to the value of this thing, because whenever I'm clicking that button I'm actually changing that category to some other value. So this particular set current category, I'm actually setting that given particular category element. I'm just setting it to this given particular current category. If that value is not equal to this thing, let's say console log, let's see whether this is getting executed or not. Executed, I'll say executed for this dollar element. I'll say cur category. I just want to write it. Now run the code. Just go to this thing. Let's say click on men's executed for men's cloth. Then this filtered group is actually not working. Let's so write it here. Let's try to remove this console here, or but again run the code. If I click on jewelry, executed for jewelry, everything is working fine. Even this logic is working fine. Let's say console.log. I just want to check after this given particular. Let's say console.log this filtered sorted by array. Let's check whether you have a problem with that. Okay, but we are actually getting down. Oh, did I made any mistake in this given particular thing function? Maybe I'll say type. I'll write the code and run the code. Men's clothing. Type of run the code. This object. Oh, then why it is not rendering? Then why it is not rendering? Let's say instead of writing type, I'll say dot price. Go it undefined. It is undefined. Okay. But why it is getting undefined? Are we making any kind of mistake? Nothing. We kind of making any mistake here because price. So, we are getting the object. Okay, but what is the time now? 9:30. Let me figure out, or we are actually doing everything right, but this particular filtered thing, I'm actually getting product. Is there anything that I made mistake here on this filtered thing? Is this filtered sorted array correct? Is this filtered sorted array correct? That's my doubt. I'll check whether this filtered sorted array. It's 72, line number 72. I have null. Why it is null? Initially the value is null, but after that we are getting this filtered sorted array. Okay, I'm getting 20 then. Let's say John. John, I'm getting this thing. Then this line is actually filtered sorted array is actually working. In that filtered sorted array, if the value is categories of one, is there anything that I need to make change here? Filtered sorted group by array is actually equal to filtered sorted group by array, where for every given product we are actually dealing with it like this. Okay, so let's product dot category. Why it is not getting me the product? Hmm. This is also actually working fine. This is also actually working fine, but I'm getting 20 elements here. In the line of 77, in the line of 77, I'm getting actually 20 elements. But this filtering process is not filter. Let's write filter again. It's men's clothing. I'm getting this thing. Is there anything, one small thing that I'm missing? Everything is working. Even this should work. This products need to be worked. But you are getting actually 20 elements here. But I should be only getting this, only getting these elements. So by default we have all categories. I just want to return product dot category with current category. So I just want to get the item. So there is a problem with this filter. This filter process is not exactly happening. So let's try to rewrite the code. I'll say dot filter. I'll say product. Inside this given function, I'll say return product dot category is actually equal to current category. It is working. Achha, what is the previous mistake I did? Shit. I've clicked on electronics. It is working. Jewelry, men's clothing, women's clothing. It is working. So what is the previous mistake I did? By the way. Arey yaar, come on. I just used single equal to instead of double equal to. That's the simple mistake. That's a simple mistake. So that's it for this session. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Tomorrow there is a simple concept of refactoring our code. Just take 15 minutes of time. Then we'll see about context API. So that's it for this session. If you have any kind of a doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave. If anyone has any kind of doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, that's it for the session. You can leave. So tomorrow we just have 10 minutes of time to implement the pagination thing itself. But yeah. So if no doubts, I take leave. Thank you all for having me for the session. If you have any kind of doubt, group by once again. Okay, fine. So here, whenever I click on these respective buttons, if I click on these respective buttons, I just want to only show this electronics items. If I click on jewelry, I just want to show jewelry for men's clothing, women's clothing, women's clothing. That's my main agenda. Now, whenever I see an on-click event, I just want to change the category where initially my current category value is nothing but all categories. But whenever I see that someone person is clicking on this given button, I just want to change this current category value to that given particular on-click category. So that's why I've changed it. Now after that, we have this one single element. Wait a minute. Done. Now where I have my filtered sorted array already with me, so I've created a dummy array again, because again the same principle, because we don't disturb this products thing. We only manipulate this thing. See, we only manipulate this one single state variable array with these multiple times, with this multiple arrays, dummy things. Okay, so for that, which is nothing but if my current category status, let's say if someone clicked on this button, then their current category value will actually be changed to some other value. Like if they click on electronics, then this current category value will be electronics. If that's the thing, I'll remove this thing. I'll say I'll filter this given array, I'll filter this sorted array. To be more precise, I'll filter this sorted array in a which way that every product has this category. Every product has a category. So I just check whether that product's category is actually equal to the current category I'm searching. Whether that given product category is actually relevant to my product category or relevant to my categories that I am searching for. I just want to check both of them. Then only I just enter those elements into this given particular array. Then only I just enter those elements into this given particular array. I'll remove these console logs. No use. So if I got those arrays, simply go down, go to this particular wrapper where I'm actually showing all the products. I'll just show it here, and that's it. So anyone has any kind of a doubt? Till this point, anyone has any kind of a doubt? So tomorrow we have just 15 minutes of time where we quickly do the page relations thing and we'll go ahead. That's a very simple thing to apply with this. Anyone has any kind of a doubt? It's already 9:30. So if you have any kind of doubts, just revert back to my team. What is the name of the extension of brush icon? What is it, brush icon? No, I've only used React icons. React icons here. This React icons. I just installed it and that's done it. So that's it for the session. Thank you all for having me for the session. If you have any doubts, please revert back in the team. My team will actually respond to that thing. Thank you.